Hey there, and welcome back. And if you're new, welcome in. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Conqueror of Demons, which is Xiao. So pretty much I'm going to be talking about his kit and whether or not you'd want to pull for him or not. At the end of the day, I'm just going to give you his pros, his cons, and then you make that decision at the end. So for now, let's just get right into it. Also, this video was delayed due to me not having all the materials for his weapons. As you can still see, it is still under level, but I will make it work. So overall, I'll skip over those stats. Alright, so weapon wise, we have his best in slot. It is the Primordial Jade. Pretty much it increases his attack and every single time. Alright, so increases attack substat is crit rate. However, for the passive, it increases his attack on hit. So whenever he hits an enemy, his attack is increased by 3.2% for 6 seconds, which can stack up to 7 stacks. And the way he fights, technically, he's most likely capable of getting all those hits. And on top of that, whilst in possession of the maximum stacks possible, damage is increased further by 12%, which honestly, it's really good. I can refine this, make that better, but I'm probably not going to do that. Primordial is his best in slot, and it looks aesthetically good on him. The next one would be Staff of Homa, which honestly it's like a really good crit staff too, since the first one is crit rate while the other one's crit damage. That way these two help build him with crit rate and crit damage a lot more easier, which honestly it's pretty good, not gonna lie. And with this one, it pretty much increases his HP, which then allows him to pretty much stay alive longer. And on top of that, technically, he also gets the bonus too. So whenever the wielder's HP is less than 50%, his attack is increased by an additional 1% of his maximum damage or maximum hit points. Since usually during his burst, he shaves off his own hit points, which honestly, pretty cool. Another one, which he won't really get the passive ability, but it's still pretty good on him due to obviously having crit rate, because he already gets crit rate via leveling up. So pretty much with this, I think he has, if you give him this, it's gonna increase his crit rate by like around 60 something percent, and then you can just have crit damage for the goblet, if I'm being 100% honest. So pretty much these three are extremely good crit sticks, which allow him to be built better and easier, which honestly pretty nice. Although he probably won't be really getting the passive at all, unless you build him like a swirl Xiao, which I don't know if it's possible, but I'm not sure if I'm able to right now with the current teams I have. But yeah, that's pretty much the 5 stars, which is first Primordial, I'm gonna say second Staff, and then third is Scarlet Sands. Never use it. Well, you could probably use it, but usually you just don't. It's not worth it, because you're gonna have a shield, but then he's already you'd rather have a healer than a shielder at this point. But still, anyways, now when it comes to his other things, deathmatch is honestly extremely good one too if you're somewhat of a light spender and you usually get the battle pass, because like I mentioned, it's somewhat similar to pretty much Primordial Jade, but you're just going to be getting, I believe, less attack but more crit rate. And on top of that, if there's more than 2, you get a 16% boost to attack and defense. But if there is less than 2, you get a 24 attack boost, which honestly pretty good, not gonna lie, since he is a main DPS. Another technically good one, which would be Favonius. So let's say you don't have any of the 5 stars, and then you're just pretty much a free to play. Favonius is an extremely pretty good one, since it helps with energy recharge, which then helps with pretty much making sure his burst is usually filled up extremely fast. And on top of that, if you refine it, of course, I think the base is 60% chance, but usually if you refine it to 5, there's a 100% chance of generating particles, which generates 6, can occur every 6 seconds. So pretty much with Favonius, you'll constantly have his burst up, which honestly is extremely good, especially for a DPS too. Another one would technically be, I don't have it crafted, but technically you can also use this one, which is the catch, but it helps with energy recharge and it helps his burst and it helps elemental burst crit rate as well. So it kind of helps, but even then, it's gonna take you a long time to get it. Unless you already have it, then you're set. Now then, that's when it comes to the weapons, and there is no, unfortunately, good 3-star weapon for him. Now for the artifact sets is Vermilion. Vermilion is by far most likely his best in slot artifact set, which I shall get right here. So the usual HP attack, but here for the sands you usually want attack, and goblet you usually always want animo. And then, like I mentioned, depending on the weapon you had, you can either throw crit rate or crit damage to make sure you pretty much try to balance out the 1 to 2 crit ratio, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. So with this, it increases his attack, and whenever after using the burst, it increases his attack further by what? There's an 18% increase, but then whenever you use his burst, he gets another 8% on top of that, and whenever his HP starts decreasing, which due to his burst he does lose HP, you then get a further attack increase, which is an additional 10%, and it can happen up to pretty much 4 times, which honestly pretty good, not gonna lie. Although let's say you don't have a full 4-piece set, another good set, which honestly thankfully this is here, the VV set is usually a good 2-piece set since it increases animo damage by 15%. So you can pretty much have a 2-piece animo or a VV set, and then you can go with gladiators, Shimenawa, and now there's also Vermilion too technically, and you can go with like any artifact set that has like a 18% bonus, which as of now I think there's like 3 or 4, I could be wrong, maybe 5, but still though, overall, if possible, try to get a 4-piece set, but if you can't, I'd recommend a 2-piece set, and then the VV set is always good to have, so especially on top of that, whenever swirls happen, technically it decreases the elemental resistance of the pretty much enemies by 40% for 10 seconds, but usually that a 4-piece set of that would be better if technically someone else in your team has it, which unfortunately she does not, but I'm probably going to borrow some of Kazua's artifact sets. But yeah, that's when it comes to his artifact sets. Constellation wise, he works perfectly fine at C0, but if anything, I'd say probably get C1 since he gets an additional charge, because right now at C0 he has 2 charges for his skill, but with getting C1 he then has 3 charges, which honestly it's like a good quality of life improvement. Now for pretty much the second one, when you rotate to the other teammates when he's not on field, pretty much his energy recharge is increased by 25%, which then allows him to get his burst in time, or regenerate his burst, or ultimate tech, no, it's burst. And then C3 increases his skill, C5 increases his burst, and then C4 pretty much whenever Xiao's HP falls below 50%, his defense is increased by 100%, which honestly pretty nice, kind of pretty much prevents him of just getting killed, which it's pretty nice. And at C6, pretty much whenever he's in his burst, attack will immediately grant him 1 charge of his skill, and for the next 1 second he may use it, and he could pretty much ignore the cooldown that his skill has, which honestly is pretty cool. But dude, it's like, if anything, C0 is fine, but if you really want a constellation, I'd stop at C1 if I were you. Maybe C2, but C1 by far the cheat, like it's just good. Now for his talents, you want to level up his normal attack, then burst, then skill. And for one of his passives, so whenever he is in his burst, so pretty much he's capable of increasing his damage by up to 25%, which honestly pretty good. And let's go with this one. So whenever he uses his skill, Heavenfall, it increases the damage of a skill the more often you use it, which kind of cool, not gonna lie. And like I mentioned, if you have C1, this does even more damage. And last one just increases the climbing, or decreases technically. Yeah, decreases the climbing of your own stamina. But that is about it. So now let's look at his stats. So his HP is at 19,606. Attack we got 2,189. Defense we got 823. Elemental Mastery, which is kind of low, is 75. And crit ratio we have pretty much almost 74, but we're at 73.8 over 63.8, apologies, over 162.7 energy recharge, which preferably you might want to have higher, if I'm being 100% honest. It's at 1.5, and he has a 0.5% decrease to his stamina, preferably. It is. And then animal we have 46.6. Although due to me having a C6 Benny, most of his attacks are going to be infused with Pyro. So I will not be using him that much, but I'll show you his base attacks overall first. And then team comp wise, you usually want to have a healer to make sure that, you know, he doesn't die. So for this team, I'm going to be using Xiao, obviously. Then we got Cookie for healing. There we go. And with that, she has the 4-piece Vivi set. And Benny, I will use him near the end, so you'll see his base attack. And then you'll technically see his attack most likely increase, but it's going to be Pyro damage. But still, maybe you can go with the Pyro Xiao. I don't know. It's up to you. But let's get to the damage showcase first. Boom. First, how much is that? That was like 16? Really? Wait, hold on. I can barely see it. Okay, good. Let's see. Give it a sec. First, we'll go with. That's like 14. We'll go with his burst right now. 22, 24, 10, 22. Get out of there! Oh, I almost died. Anyways, and boom. This is why you want a healer. But still though. Alright, we'll give it another shot. He unfortunately does not have all his stuff. Oh, he's like right there. Oh, he's like right there. Alright, there we go. Now then we'll do it one last time. But this time, we'll do a little electro damage too. $27. That was like a 32, 33, 31, 31. And his HP is full too. And technically he's still got the bonus 2 of his attack and also his weapon too, which honestly pretty nice, not gonna lie. Or you can just, if you want to be on the safe side, you can just not heal him while he's in his burst and then heal him after the fact. Alright, now this time we're gonna be using Benny. Although Benny's gonna be pretty much doing all the healing, so I'll just do this. Boom, burst, skill, burst, 39, 15, 15. He's not critting. Are you? Oh, 13 as a physical? That's still pretty good. Unfortunately, I did not get any crit hits, but trust me, his attack was what? From 30 something, his attack would have increased a lot more if I was being 100% honest. Oh, I missed. And the cool part is about its go, it kind of auto aims too. Ooh, just barely. And my cookie's about to die. Oh, she's at 1. Oh, beautiful trade. But unfortunately, I was not able to do everything I wanted to show you, which was one, show Benny's attack stuff. Unfortunately, due to none of the hits critting. And then the one time it did crit, it was when the effects already ended, which was unfortunate. So usually his attack increased from what, 21 to 24 by the, like 2400. So it was 2400 just in case for those who did not understand, but still, overall damage wise, the dude's pretty nice, not gonna lie. And then keep in mind, if what your Benny technically isn't C6, he works a lot better, but even then, whether you have C6 or not, you can just adjust a few things and he can still do a lot of damage. But that's about it for Xiao. So if you ended up enjoying this little quote-unquote guide video, I hesitate to call it a guide video, but a guide video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And until next time, also let's see if we can make it up 300 subscribers before the end of the month. If not, we always have the next month. But until then, also let me know in the comments if you are going to be going for Xiao or if you're going to be skipping both banners. But that is that. So until next time, later nerds. Oh. Alright, there we go. Later nerds. Take care.